We're back.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to you.
And thank you.
Yeah.
You know, there's, as I talk about, there's no greater feeling than being able to leave for a few days and know the city is well taken care of. So thank you for the time off.
Yep.
As I told you, we did visit my mother in Bethlehem, and 12 inches of snow on the ground when we got there. And then Friday night it snowed another 12 inches, and so it was phenomenal. It was just beautiful. And played in the snow with Rocket and Leslie. It was just a really good visit with my mom. Thank you, Mom, for letting me visit again. And then we did a polar plunge in the Delaware. The water was 39 degrees to benefit the local chapter of Special Olympics. So it was really great. So thank you again for the time away.
You're welcome. I don't understand the polar plunge, but good for you.
Yeah, it was.
That's great.
It was chilly. It was in and out, but I went in all the way. And when you don't have any hair, it's chilly. So jumping right in, thank you so much for the CRA forum this week.
That was fun.
That
was genuinely fun.
It was great. Thank you to Nancy Toomey for arranging it. Thank you to Graham Robertson, who did a fantastic job at moderating.
He missed a calling in life, I think.
He did. He is so smooth, and the way he weaves the questions into the conversation was great. And of course, thanks to you and Ashley and Bob and Chief Tomasi, you were poised and professional. You answered the questions, and it was really. I've received a lot of feedback already from the residents who attended, and it was extremely well received. So
yeah, we were all happy to do it.
Thank you. Thank you. In other news, just a reminder that we do have an ad hoc committee made up of Councilmember Ferlito that's working on the issue of, I did get a cold, street addresses. And so she did send a letter to the United States Postal Service a couple of weeks ago. We're going to follow up with them with some salient questions about street addresses and obligations and those kinds of things. So we'll call them on Monday when Emily gets back to inquire whether they've got answers to our questions or to Councilmember Ferlito's questions. Just a quick update that we did have a great field trip yesterday with the ad hoc committee on the Rule 20A. This is undergrounding funding that we have.
Undergrounding of power lines.
Of power lines, I'm sorry, yeah, undergrounding of overhead power lines. With council members Dramoff and Barron, and we looked at the two sites that the council looked at a few months ago, the one at Del Mar and then off of Ridgewood, which actually the lines are in Mission Trail Nature Preserve.
And they go up the hill.
Yeah, up quite a hill. So it was really educational, and so we're still in the homework assignment phase, right? So
that's right. No
decisions yet, but we did get some good direction from the ad hoc to do some additional homework with licensed electrical contractor, electrical engineer, and PG&E and those kinds of things. So working on that. And then you and I will talk about the March council meetings of the 4th and 5th next week.
That's right.
When we're a little closer. We'll publish next Wednesday. So thank you again.
Of course, yeah, welcome back. We're glad to have you. We missed you. Couple of quick announcements. One, I want to welcome, we have a new employee on the administrative side of City Hall, Shuba. She's joining us as our new finance manager. She's fantastic, tons of experience. Yeah. So, come by and say hello. She's not, on the admin side, you don't get out often as you do like on maybe the community planning and building side to meet the community. So if you're by City Hall, come and say hi, please. But we're very excited to have Shuba with us.
And if you're an interest in government finance, please come and see us. We're here to answer
we'll talk
questions.
About that for hours.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's very exciting. And thank you to Jane Hogan, who held that role for the last year or so.
Yeah,
so
stand-up job. And then also a pretty exciting announcement. I teased it last week on the vlog. So we're going to be we heard the community, our ad hoc committee on the police building project, heard the community has slowed down. We are going to let the public get a tour of our existing police building. That's going to be March 29th, starting in the morning. We will have signups available very soon. The only caveat is if you're serious enough and you really do want to get a tour of the police building, we are going to ask for background and checks. It's a standard procedure for anybody that goes in a police building. So there'll be a little bit of effort required on anyone's part that wants to do that, but we are going to offer that. And the interesting part about that day is the second half of the day will be a tour of the Salinas Police Building, which is obviously a much bigger facility than we would ever need here. But it's a way to compare our current facility that was built, decades ago against a more contemporary police building. Yeah, so we'll
And there's certainly-
coordinate those tours and have more information to come, but the signups are going to start very soon. So keep an eye out for that.
Thank you. And there's elements of the Salinas Police Department that we're not asking for.
Right.
We do not need in our village. So again, it will be a good compare and contrast. And Mary wrote a good article as usual.
Yeah.
If you haven't read the Pine Cone, take a look at her article.
Speaking of meetings, next Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. here in the council chambers, we have our traffic safety committee, which is comprised of myself, the Director of Public Works, Bob Harary, and our Chief of Police, Paul Tomasi. It's a really great meeting we do every quarter. We compile a list of traffic and street concerns that people bring up. Should there be a no parking sign here? Should we put in a mirror? Should we do some trimming so that it's more visible? New lines. We can't approve stop signs. That's something the city council has to do, but we do provide a recommendation on them.
Yep.
And so most of these are decisions we could actually just make in our departments, but we do it as an open public meeting. And so this next Wednesday at 1:30, we've got a pretty robust agenda. I think there's 6 or 7, maybe even 8 items on there. So come and join in person. It's on Zoom, just like a regular public meeting.
Yeah, and a lot of the topics are, I would say, the majority of them are engendered from the public.
It's our response to the public. So we get emails and phone calls
Yep.
with concerns, and we put it on this list that we build over a quarter.
Yep.
And every 3 months we get together and have this meeting and make decisions so that the people that sent us the concern can come and speak to us directly about it.
Right.
We go and tour the sites. Everything that was brought to our attention, we go and tour before the meeting so we can see it in person. So I really do enjoy that meeting. It's what we should be doing. The type of
we notice the adjacent property owners. So it is a very open dialogue with the community and those concerned about traffic and safety issues.
Absolutely. And then the last thing, which I think is maybe the biggest news of the week, myself, Bob Harary, Mary Bilsey, and Javier Hernandez up in the Public Works team had a really productive phone call with our partners up at the Coastal Commission in Santa Cruz. This is a staff level conversation about what we can do to get some beach stairs fixed and opened in a very expeditious manner.
Yeah.
It's always tricky doing work down there because you run into coastal permitting and sensitive habitat, and so I'm pleased to say, and I don't want to tip our hand too much, but I'm pretty certain that we're going to be able to get some stairs open in the very near future so we can get some of that access back to our beach. I mean, some of the beach just isn't there right now because the sand is gone, but we have a couple of opportunities, we think, for simple repairs that we can do. We just had to get our partners up at the Coastal Commission on board with it. So it was a very productive meeting. I'm very excited about that.
That's great. Yeah, working with, and I like the way you characterize the Coastal Commission as our partners.
Absolutely.
There is, we have to look at things and build those relationships in a healthy way. There is legislation that's in the Senate right now, State Senate. I think it's Senate Bill 951 that we're looking at that would strip the Coastal Commission of some authority. And so we'll be looking closely at that and determining whether we need to work with our elected representatives from the area and take a position on that. So
that's what I got.
Me too.
Okay.
Have a good weekend.
You too. What else?
Oh yeah, take good care.
Take good care.